And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Homestead Miami Speedway, race number 2 here of the playoffs for Blazing Pedals, the Xfinity Series. My name is Chris, and joining me in the booth tonight, Tanner Marr. Although, Tanner, I'm not going to say a lot of why, but I told you didn't have to be here tonight.
Brother, it's been a weekend to say the least, but I'm excited to be here. Keep my mind busy, and we'll get to it and have a good night here. Homestead playoff racing. Only 2 races left in the round. 1 after tonight. I say it every week, but man, I'm excited.
Yeah, tonight has a potential to be kind of a groundbreaking night here for a lot of drivers. Mostly because I'm looking over at the driver list here during happy hour, and we're missing a couple of relatively big names.
Yeah, I was going through the list. I noticed no Chris Carroll as of right now. No Zimmerman. That's the 2 that jumped off the page for me. Who else are you noticing not out here tonight?
Well, I guess if we're going to go into that, we're going to go into our power rankings. Yeah, you already mentioned it. One, Chris Carroll not here. Dylan Banks, while he's not a playoff contender, can certainly grab a win just about any time. Also not here. So, and like you said, Zimmy not here. Man, it's too bad. Here we are in playoff racing. You would think that this would be the time where nobody would miss a race, but hey, look, things happen outside of this, and hopefully everybody's okay. That's the only thing I can immediately jump to.
When I start to see heavy hitters missing like that, what it does to me, it seems like it opens the door for somebody else. Yeah, we have Cody Heisman still here. Dalton Kilroy still here. But Dalton, he's looking for his first race win of the season. He is in the playoffs. Mark Arthur looking for his first win of the season. So this really opens the door for somebody that may have been, say, a 5th, 6th place car. Well, now you're basically like a 2nd, 3rd place car itching for a race win here at the end of this thing.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, Cody Heisman already won a playoff race. So, whether or not he wins at this point, I'm sure he wants to, and it would definitely help a lot. But, you're right. Like a Dalton Kilroy, a Corey Sherman, an Amanda Sherman, a Ping. Geez, it does. It opens up a lot of doors here.
And it's a long list, right? We could sit here and go through the entire list, but we'd be here all night, right? It's a long list of names that it just really opens the door up for.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to exclude anybody. The fact of the matter is I started thinking about it while I was saying some names. I'm like, well, hell, anybody here could win.
Right.
Let's see. Other top news going on tonight. Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman, going to be doing a start and park. Philip Van Vliet, not at home, not at his rig, has figured out a way to do a start and park. And, look, if Chris Carroll doesn't show up, all of a sudden, Van Vliet catches him a little bit in points just by doing a start and park.
Absolutely. Chris Carroll has the points lead, but missing a race entirely, I mean, you're leaving a lot of points on the table. I don't know where he'll fall to, the 99, but I would have to imagine we're talking 9th, 10th, 11th, somewhere in that range after tonight's event.
Certainly a possibility. Well, we are doing stage racing, so let's go ahead and bring that up. Lap 30, lap 64, all the way to lap 182 for the end of this one. And from what I understand, fuel here tonight is not going to be on the driver's side. In fact, I believe if I remember correctly, it was 29 laps if you were not trying to save fuel. So, we'll see.
Sorry, Chris, I got pulled into Discord really quick and was hearing 2 different voices there. I was just told with fuel about between 30 to 35 laps. I think that's what you said as well.
Oh, I was told a little bit less than that. So
a little less, okay.
Maybe it was 39. Anyway, I'll go back and look afterward. It don't matter because everybody's going to be on different strategies. They're going to be trying to save tires, save fuel, and if you're saving tire, you're probably going a little slower. If you're going slower, you're also saving fuel. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. Yeah, I'm hoping, Cody, that straightens itself out. I've been watching it myself. I don't have any drop frames. I'm not sure what the heck's going on there. Let's just assume it's going to get better. I like that. So
I think that's probably my fault.
No, my computer can handle it. I just had to change a setting. You know, one little setting can change it all.
Alrighty, I apologize. I think I did it today rushing. I just forgot about it and didn't think nothing about it. I've been out of it these past few days. Just been completely out of it. But here we are.
All right, so it's going to be a long one today. Let's go ahead and take a peek in on the points as we come into tonight. That's not the right one. That's the right one. Top 16 of points are the drivers that we're looking at as we're getting ready to start qualifying. Chris Carroll up top, Cody Heinzman, Austin Edstrom, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Rick Thompson, your top 5. Dalton Kilroe, Dustin Ping, Philip Van Vliet, John Perkins, Ty Morosco round out the top 10. Then it's Brian Dees, Larry Bell, Corey Sherman, Chris Berg, Amanda Sherman, and Jamie Walker. Of course, we know Jamie Walker, unfortunately, not going to be running in this playoff event. Different job opportunity came up, and he's on it, which is great. Hopefully, it really helps him out.
Man, Chris, you were going through that standings list, and I was just looking at the entries out here. Chris Berg, he's in the playoffs right there on the bubble. He's not here tonight, or not yet. So like you mentioned, there's quite a few playoff drivers not present tonight. It's going to really, really shake up this deal. And the final race of this round, Sonoma next week. That's not a race I want to go into needing points.
Nope. No. Anything can and will happen at a road course. Gosh, we've seen it in real life. We've seen it here with Blazing Pedals. Just a few seasons ago, Corey Sherman may have had an incident that I will never forget.
Are we talking turn 1 Roval?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That was my first BPL road course race with y'all. That wasn't my first ever race, but it was my first road course race.
Yeah, that's
I'll never forget it either.
Not exactly how it's supposed to work, but all right. Bring up the tower so we can see some times. 33.38 for Dalton Kilroe in his lap 1. Amanda Sherman, 33.46 so far. Those are the only 2 drivers on track. Lap 2 for Amanda, a little bit quicker. She ran a 4.4, just 5 100,000ths off from Dalton Kilroe, who's just finishing up his lap number 2. His lap number 2, very
wow.
Yeah.
Picked up big time there from lap 1 and lap 2, Chris.
Ooh, just a little. Yeah. And that's it. Those are the only 2 drivers so far. I don't know what people are waiting on. Dustin Ping sitting at the end of pit road. Do you think this could have anything to do with the fact that these guys can watch qualifying now?
I was just about to say that. I was like, there's one of 2 things happening here. They're waiting for the track to cool down, catch a cloud, or they're using a new feature. All these drivers can watch each other qualify now, and that don't sound like a big deal, I know, to some, but We've done this for years, not ever being able to see somebody else's qualifying lap. So now as you can see the fast guys see what they're doing, it's really nice to have.
Dylan Banks, there he is. He did show, so good on him. Not a ton of practice, though, so we'll see how he does here tonight.
And it looks like the 81 of Ping's going to finally roll off and start his qualifying effort here tonight at Homestead, Miami. How you like this track, Chris? Do you like this track, or how you feel about it?
Yeah, I don't mind this track. I've had a couple of pretty good races, over the years. It's been a hot minute since I've been on it myself, but
Same here.
the last time I was on it was maybe in a truck series.
I like it just because I think of Homestead. I think Kyle Larson riding the wall, but I think of Moti Groove. Look at the 81 riding right up next to that wall, just leaving no room for error up there.
Yeah, and that's something we're going to watch out for tonight. If they are able to stay up there, that is the line you want. You want to be next to that wall. So we'll see. Will the guys be able to, guys and gal, be able to trust this car enough to stay up there?
Yes, first reward. I don't like being up there, but that's just me personally. I don't have the talent these guys and lady have either.
Ping's first lap, 33.43. Taylor Butcher Benjamin on track. We swap over to him as he's getting ready to start his first lap. Right now, Ping's coming out of turns 3 and 4. We'll go back. So a 33.38 picks up a little bit of time on that lap number 2. Dustin Ping back over to Taylor Butcher Benjamin. A few drivers now coming on out. Hunter Lagunas, Austin Edstrom, Larry Bell, Corey Sherman all out on track.
We were talking about TBB, the Butcher. Looks like last season here, season 8, the Xfinity car, qualified 25th and finished 19th. So the 10 car going to look to do a little bit better than that this season around. And last season's winner, Cody Gibson. And guess who's here tonight? Cody Gibson. It's his first race back with us in a while.
Yeah, I saw that. Actually, kind of excited to see him out there. TBB's first lap, a 33.47. Now, it's funny you mentioned last year's stats, but honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say last year's TBB versus this year's TBB, this year is going to win every single time. Look at that lap number 2, good enough for second spot, 33.11.
I was just looking at the results from last season. The 3 car, Corey Sherman, he finished 12th, but he had a little accolade next to his name. He led the most laps here last season with 88 total laps led. So the 3 of Shermanators, he may be a dark horse contender out here tonight. Currently sitting 4th on the speed charts.
Boy, he really he needs it, right? He needs something that's going to change his season around a little bit. He's been relatively consistent inside of that top 16, but just hanging on pretty much all season. If he could pull a good race out of it here tonight, give him a little confidence going into next week's road race.
Absolutely. As we heard on Race Hour today, he's going to be out of town next week down in Florida, but is going to take somewhat of a rig down there so he can race. It's going to be a G27 old school Logitech wheel he's going to take down there with him. So I know he's not looking forward to Sonoma and racing on that, but he is going to do what he's got to do to try to advance in these playoffs. A good showing here tonight would relieve a lot of stress for him going into Sonoma next week.
Yeah, it really would. Gibson on track in his HendrickCars.com number 7. Oh, Cody Heinzman just snapped off a pretty good lap 1, 33.26. D's a 33.07 after his lap 2.
I think that 262 by Heinzman may be the fastest first lap we've seen tonight so far.
Yeah, we're going to swap over to Cody Heinzman as he's rounding through turns 3 and 4 on the front stretch once again. getting ready to finish up his lap number 2, and Cody Heinzman crosses the line. Holy smokes. 33.01. Good enough for the pole so far. Chad Wilson out there in the 21 Prime machine. Chad working a lap number 2. Ty Morosco also on track. Ty just finishing up his lap number 2. A little bit on the slower side for the 1 machine, a 33.44. Was watching him. He actually did some practice laps during happy hour.
So no practice. Actually practice?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Mark Arthur's lap 1, 33.45, and Mark is doing something a little bit different. He's kind of way down in the corner, letting it float way up towards the wall, trying to hold some momentum that way. We're gonna find out. I don't think that's the quick way around, but nonetheless,
Yeah, he's the only driver I've seen yet go down that far.
Lori's out in chat. Lori, hello. How are ya? Hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in and joining us on a Sunday night. Mark's second lap, 33.19. I mean, hell, if it works, it works.
Hi, Miss Connie.
Hi, Connie. How are you? So we got a fair number of drivers that have not qualified. I know, like I said, Van Vliet is going to do a start in park, so no need for him to qualify. Fred Thompson, Mike Massengill, Gordon Larson in the double aught, Eric Blount in the 16. All those drivers not qualifying so far. And they're not going to at all. You want to know why? Because qualifying is done.
Yes, sir. It's time to get that grid rocking and rolling. 162 laps here tonight, Chris. Miami. I'm excited, brother.
Yeah, this one's going to be fun, I think.
I think we're going to have fun. There may be some other drivers out here not having much fun, but we are.
Yeah, it's truth. Here we go, race number 2 of 10 to crown a champion for the Blazing Pedals Next Gen Series. On the pole tonight, it's going to be the number 51 winner of last week's race. Can he make it 3 in a row? It's the 51 out of TNA Motorsports, Cody Heinzman. Starting to his outside, the MFRD driver of the number 41, winless so far this season. Looking for the first one, could be here tonight. It is Dalton Kilroe. Starting inside, row number 2, another winless driver looking for number 1 here during the playoffs. It's another playoff driver. It's the 17 of Brian Dees. His teammate lines up to his outside. The 10 car up all season long. Fantastic season for him. Let's give it up for Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Starting in the 5th spot, if you want some excitement, you don't need to look any further than the 87 of Austin Edstrom. To his outside, it's Captain Mark Arthur driving his number 12, trying to still figure this car out, but a good qualifying effort here tonight from him. Starting inside, row number 4, it's the 48 of Dylan Banks. To his outside, it's the Iron Man from Speed Mafia, the 33 of John Perkins. Inside, row number 5, it's the 21 of Chad Wilson. And to his outside from Ping Precision Racing, it's the 81 of Dustin Ping. Starting inside row number 6, it's going to be the 3 from TNA Motorsports. It's Corey Sherman. And to his outside, if you haven't seen the hood yet, Tanner, make sure you do. It's Rick Thompson from Speed Mafia and the 786. Starting in the 13th spot, it's going to be the MFRD driver of the number 1. It's Ty Morosco. Amanda Sherman going to be starting 14th. Larry Bell 15th. Cody Gibson 16th. Hunter Lagunas in the 17th spot. Philip Van Vliet going to be starting in parking from the 18th spot. Gordon Larson in the double aught starting 19th. Eric Blount 20th. 21st goes to Fred Thompson. 22nd to Mike Massengill. And that is our grid here tonight. Pace car lights are off. We're getting ready to get the go command for the very first time here tonight. Pace car drops down onto pit road. Cars start filling in 2 by 2, waiting for the Geico restart zone. And the green flag flies for the first time here tonight. 162 laps here at Miami. Cody Heinzman with the early lead. The 41 trying to get to the back bumper. The 10 teammate Taylor Butcher Benjamin sits third. Then the Soul Stealer Brian Dees. It's a battle for 5th spot. Mark Arthur on the outside. Edstrom to the inside. Edstrom not going to try and battle this one out so early in the race. 12 is going to take over 5th.
See drivers already jumping up to the high side of the track, but I did notice there our race leaders all running fairly low on the track early on in tonight's event.
3 wide back there near the Ironman. The Ironman stuck in the middle. Ping to the inside. RT76 to the outside, and the Ironman backs down from the middle. Corey Sherman, he's one of those drivers that's gone to the top side of the track early on in this one, looking for a run on the 21, Chad Wilson. Corey Sherman goes side by side and right on by the 3. He's got a huge head of steam on that top side.
Just gets so much momentum here on exit. It's like he gets launched out of a cannon. Got the 48 of Banks right in front of him now. See what the 48 does here. Is he going to stay high? He does not.
Contact! Oh, man. That was too close. And some seriously good driving out of the 48. Look at the 3. My God, is he fast right now.
88 laps led last season. I'm telling you, this could be it.
Don't know it. Oh, the 21. Look out. Chad Wilson getting a little bit loose coming out of the corner. Able to hold on to it. But look who's to his outside. Dogs will bite. Look out. Is Rick Thompson.
It's Mr. Pedigree right there. RT76.
Dog will bite. I love it.
You see the back of it?
No, but I do see that we have ourselves a new race leader. Dalton Kilrow up top was able to get around Heinzman. Then it's Dees. Then it's Mark Arthur.
So the back of RT76 car, the license plate says "Warning: Beware of dog," and then on the deck lid it says "Quit yapping."
I wonder why it has all that stuff on it.
I don't know.
Weird.
I feel like him and somebody got into it last week.
Well, last time by, fastest lap was the 3 of Corey Sherman, a 33.11. So the eye test was dead nuts. It was perfect. Sherman.
His lap was so fast it was purple on my end. I've never seen it go purple like that.
Yeah,
it was.
That was his fast lap of the race.
Oh, yeah, I see. The 51 of Heinzman kind of falling back here. I wonder if that's by design. We've seen this a few times this season. Maybe just letting the 41 of Kilrow just go on, burn up a little bit more tire. I feel like the 51 is trying to conserve a little bit of tire early into this event.
Yeah, well, one of the things for sure is you can't really question what the 51 is doing because, hey, it worked.
Just last week. All the time. Yep.
and the week before, and multiple other times throughout the season. Philip Van Vliet is on pit road. He has served his, he actually ran 5 laps. So Van Vliet is definitely going to get that start and park points for tonight.
22nd points or 22nd place points. That's way better than no points. So
yes,
shout out to the Lone Dutchman for that. Very, very heads up, smart move.
Dustin Ping on the outside, and I actually shifted over to him because he was going so far up the track I thought he might get into it. Able to stay out of it, but look what we've got going on, a battle for 3rd spot.
Right here, Mark's got to be careful. They're jawing each other a little bit back and forth. D say he loves him too, but don't need a hug from him right now. But Mark's got to be careful. He's got a good car right now, good pace, good speed. Don't want to run that early.
Don't ruin it early on. Don't waste tire right in the 81, right on the back bumper. Ping wants to go. Now 12 steps up out of, oh man, he almost lost it.
It's going to be 3. If TBB's there, he is there indeed. Now the 12 just got to go damage control. Let the tires cool off a little bit. You know that little hiccup right there definitely did not make the tires happy. Meanwhile, Chris, while all that's happening, look who's coming, the 3, Shermanator. He's getting closer to this pack. He's looking to pick off a few more.
His best lap time of the race, the quickest lap time of everybody so far during the race, the 33.11. Not quite running those anymore, Tanner, but he's still looking pretty racy right now.
Oh, he's racing for sure. I'm wondering how long it is before these guys start to migrate up to the top side of the track here.
Well, some of them have been there since the beginning. And then there's, the 12. He really is kind of preferring that lower side of the track.
I don't think I've ever been to a Homestead race where you see like the top 4, top 5 all elect to run the bottom by themselves. Like you mentioned, we have Ping and Corey Sherman. They're electing to go up a little bit higher. That's practically it right now through the field.
Yeah, I'm taking a peek and just wanted to see what Dalton Kilroe's line was looking like. And he is using that bottom lane. Through 3 and 4, Dalton Kilroe on the bottom side of the track. And I don't know, maybe I'm seeing things, but kind of looked like when he went over a seam, the right rear tried to step out just a little bit. I'm going to keep an eye on that as we progress.
I've also noticed the last 2 laps, Dalton off turn 4, he's not letting the car go all the way up to the wall. He's actually about a full lane off the wall and exit, and he stayed that way down the straightaway. Let's see if he does it this time. He does it again.
Rear of the car much more stable that time, though. Cody Heinzman right now 1.3 seconds behind Dalton Kilroe. Brian D sits in the 3rd spot. Dustin Ping in 4th. 5th spot's getting battled out right now between Mark Arthur and Corey Sherman. Arthur's going to take the advantage. And Sherman falls back to 6th. Then it's TBB in the 10 car, Austin Edstrom in the 87, Rick Thompson in the 76, and Dylan Banks round out the top 10. So our points leader not here tonight. That is going to pretty much end his points lead, I would say.
Dustin Ping, the 81, or Ping, as you called him, he was top shelf riding right then. If he stuck his hand out the passenger side window, he'd rip his fingers off. That's how close he was to that outside wall. Just leaning on it.
I can't say what other drivers are doing, but just taking a peek in on Dustin Ping, and there was a shift there.
So I asked on Race Chatter, and then, as you know, I got here late tonight, but I did ask. That's my number one question to these drivers, always shifting tonight, because it just seems to affect the racing so negatively when they are shifting, in my mind. And everybody told me no, but I heard him shift too. So I think it's most definitely a possibility.
Oh, I heard it. I saw the RPM drop. I mean, it was no doubt he shifted.
That's something interesting to note. And you see, we're getting into the sunset time here, so that means before long it's gonna be dark on this track. So this track's gonna change. Whatever they're feeling now, it's gonna be completely different by, I'd say, just by the way it looks, by like lap 60, 65, I want to guess it's gonna start getting dark. So you might see shifting come into play then too, as well, when this track starts to tighten up a little bit.
Kilroe still has a 1.4 second lead over Cody Heinzman, and at this point, you just got to know Heinzman. I don't think he's trying to catch Kilroe at this point. I think he's just in conservation mode.
I agree. I think he's just chilling.
Soul Stealer running in third, Dustin Ping fourth, Mark Arthur in fifth, but we're going 3 wide with Mark Arthur, the monkey in the middle.
This little cluster of cars has been nothing short of a hornet's nest. It looks like Edstrom's going to get a twofer here, a 2-for-1 special for the high side for the 87. Going to try to make a pass over teammate TBB.
Butcher went down low on Mark. Edstrom went up high. Mark got on the back bumper of the 12 for a little bit, and I don't know. The 10 just wasn't able to get around his mate, but now he is. Taylor Butcher Benjamin moves up solidly inside of the top 5 now. He's running 4th.
As I know this is a point that I've stressed all season long. Going to be about, what, 7 laps to go in this stage when Dalton crossed the line. So if you're a driver sitting, well, honestly, around where Mark RT76 is, you're going to be jockeying for position, trying to set yourself up for the most stage points possible here. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it looks like the 12 might be struggling a little bit now. Watch him get a little loose on entry there, believe it or not, it seemed like.
Yeah, he may have upset those tires a little bit. He's been moving up and down the track on the corners, and I gotta believe that that's not really healthy for these tires.
That tells me he's searching, right? And whether he's searching for speed or searching to be comfortable, I couldn't tell you, but he's searching for sure.
Roy Sherman right behind him right now in the 9th spot. And it's Dylan Banks routing out the top 10.
What is the deal with Banks? What's the deal with him? He went from a top 2 car weekly to last 3 weeks fighting for stage points to 1 or 2 points every week.
Well, he didn't make the championship run. I think that changed his outlook on what he needs to do in a race. Me, I'd still want to win.
Absolutely, I'd want to be the playoff buster. Go up there and just spoil it for people. Get every win you can possibly get. These races are hard to win, so you got to take them when you can get them. That's for sure.
For what it's worth, he is starting to move up now. He's right behind Mark Arthur, so up to 9th. He's got a couple of cars right in front of him.
He did mention on Race Chatter today that he does not, or earlier, he didn't make Race Chatter actually, but he did mention that he does not want to be the guy to ruin another playoff driver's hopes out here. He don't want to be the guy to wreck them or something like that. So that may be playing a huge factor in it. Maybe forced him to be a little bit more timid than normal.
That's something, I mean, yeah, it makes sense, right? I wouldn't want to ruin somebody else's chances. I'd still want to win, though.
I want to ruin their chances just because I'm like really fast, not because I wrecked them or something like that.
Right. Sun is starting to go down. The sun is setting here over Homestead Miami Speedway. The 3 car just found the wall. Right rear tapped into the wall just a little bit. Tires here are going to take a beating.
And remember, we took one set of tires away from these guys versus what they had earlier in the season. So is a double stint, is it necessary? I got here late. I haven't done the math. And even if I did do the math, it'd probably be wrong. So I couldn't tell you. But it's going to be interesting to see when the stage break flies on what these drivers will like to do when they go down pit road.
I would say by and large, it's going to be fuel only.
Double stint in the first set?
Yep.
As a driver, I hate when you say that. That makes my stomach hurt because I know how it feels in these cars when you're 50, 60 laps on a set of tires. It's not fun.
But, yeah, but we got to get the pain over with. We got to get it done with early, and then we can race, right?
I think it's like one of them deals. Either you pay me now or pay me later, but you're going to pay me regardless what the tires are.
Dalton Kilroe heading into turns 3 and 4 for the last time here in stage number 1. Kilroe took the race lead over from Cody Heinzman and never had to look back. The 41 looking good here so far tonight as the caution flag flies to end stage number 1. Your top 10: Dalton Kilroe, Cody Heinzman, Brian Dees, Austin Edstrom, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. 6 on back: Rick Thompson, Mark Arthur, Dylan Banks, Dustin Ping, and Corey Sherman.
Valuable stage points for a few drivers at the bubble. As I'm trying to get it pulled up on my end, I say something like that and I don't even have it ready. But for somebody like, it's kind of most of the guys that got stage points right there are in kind of the top half of the field. Corey Sherman sitting 13th got him a point, and I promise you every point matters, especially when you have drivers like Chris Bird, Jamie Walker, Chris Carroll all not here tonight.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at somebody like a Brian Dees who just finished 3rd. Brian Dees was 1 point behind Ty Morosco coming into tonight's race.
So he basically just jumped him as they run currently, right?
You got it.
See, my math is not great, but when we're talking 1, 2, or 3, I can usually do that math pretty quick. So you start getting 4, 5, 6, it'd take me a little bit longer. All right, Kilroe's going to lead the freight train down pit road here. And I said lap 60 to 65 is going to get dark. It looks like it's getting fairly dark out there right now, and we're already just now on lap number 32.
No reason to apologize. If you're sick, you're sick. You just get better.
Oh, I see that, Chris. I hope you're getting to feel better, brother. That sucks to hear that, dude.
Quick pit stops all around. Fuel only.
As the lights actually just came on, Chris. Did you see that? My stuff flickered for a second.
Well, that first stage is kind of just like an extended practice at this point, as a lot of drivers are just kind of protecting their stuff, Can we start the race now, or do we have to hold off a little bit more?
With that double stint, I think you got to hold off just a little bit longer. I'm noticing Chad Wilson, a 15-second stop out of the 21. Amanda Sherman, a 15-second stop. Massengill, a 15-second stop. And then Dustin Ping, who was running inside, I believe you said the top 6, something like that, a 19-second stop. So that tells me he either took 4 tires or had some damage. But I'm going to go back and try to figure out before they go back green flag racing and see what Dustin Ping did on pit road here for us.
Yeah, if anybody actually took tires, they need to make them count. They need to get into the top 10 and get some bonus points this stage.
Oh, a whole complete mind-blown thing here. Austin Edstrom took left side tires only.
Oh no!
I
forgot to click them off.
That's what I'm thinking. That sounds more like a mistake. So 87, he's in third. We're going to see what he can do on those left side tires. Dustin Ping, 4-tire stop for the 81 and a 4-tire stop for Amanda Sherman and Chad Wilson.
Oh boy. Race car lights should shut off this time by.
Also, Miss Connie and Lori, close your ears, but I got some bad news to relay. 12 car, too fast on pit road, speeding. He's going to the tail end of the line. That's the stuff he's got to avoid. He can't beat himself when he's having a good night. Still a lot of laps left open as well. Plenty enough laps to battle back. Lori said, well, bull hockey. I like it.
Drivers filling in 2 by 2, getting ready to go back under the green flag. As the pace car driver leads them around this big, very fast track for the last time under caution. It's going to be Kilbro and Heinzman, Edstrom and Dees, the Butcher and RT76, Dylan Banks, Corey Sherman, all doing battle. Pace car drops off. Green's out.
What a launch out of the 41. The same can be said for the 87. Now the 51's getting a little bit of trouble here. Got the 87 to his inside. Now I'm just keeping tabs on the 87 because he took left side tires. He already looks loose down there. There's something about it on iRacing. It makes the car loose, but that could be to his benefit as he got around the catch-up man.
Yeah, that might actually work in his favor. Like we said, this car notoriously tight.
Whoa, you got to hold on to it though, Chris. He got really loose there. Oh, the Iron Man Perkins around.
Uh-oh.
Right in the middle of the field, too.
Perkins still goes around. Dustin Ping involved with that one. So a couple of red banner cars going through the spin cycle here at Miami Homestead. Let's go back and take a peek. Well, yeah. Look, you can't do that. The one car, a little impatient, moves down into the 33. The 33 up into the 3. The 81 trying to avoid it all, and John Perkins goes through the spin cycle. Heavy damage on the Ford Mustang. that was just impatience right there. That's all it was.
I had to run and get something real quick, but I caught the tail end of it on the stream. I'm seeing people going down pit road. Did Corey Sherman get a piece of that?
Oh yes, he did. I don't want to ever put out the blame because that's race control's job. But here's what happened: the one car got impatient. He was right behind the 3. The one came down into the 33, which ended up putting Perkins into the 3. There's a lot of 3s going on around here, but yeah, basically Corey Sherman finds himself on pit road because of nothing of his doing, and yeah.
Doing a quick little glimpse around the car, I'm not seeing any damage, but these cameras suck and they won't show me the passenger side of the car. So the driver's side looks pristine on it. I can't see the other side though. So maybe the 3 car's not hurt too bad, other than losing all that track position.
Well, no, the car looks fine. I mean, it does, but you're talking. It's a very frustrating thing, you know.
It pisses you off, right? It makes you mad in that moment.
It's something that didn't have to happen so early into a run.
And I can tell you another driver that felt that way, Mr. John Perkins. He don't talk very much over the comms. You've raced with him a lot.
Yep.
If you get him talking on comms, then you know you've done something wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
As race control has dropped the hammer on Ty Morosco into the longest line.
Like I said, I don't like doing race control's job, but it was so obvious.
I don't like doing race control. It's such a thankless job, but yeah, I agree. I do agree with what you're saying.
When you make it so obvious, yeah, it's easy one to call.
You see what happens when the one practices. He was winning Daytona when he didn't practice.
It's true.
He comes out here and practice and gets involved in an incident. But now Ty, he's somebody that's he's a playoff driver, right? He is sitting, I believe he said, let me look, 10th in the points, only 1 point ahead of D's coming into the night.
Yep.
He can't really afford a bad night here, so he's got to hope to get that car somewhat straight out. If it's damaged, then stick it out and get as many points as he can.
I don't think he got much in the way of damage
at all. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, don't it? I just want to go ahead and say this camera pack sucks too, by the way. Very disappointing, this camera pack that we paid for. I think I've said that a few times this season. Good grief.
Yeah. It's an older one. It's tired.
It's tired, yeah. Welcome to my mind today. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but it's awful. But here we go. Lights are off. Going to be back green flag racing. And the pace car pulls down. Goes in the hands of Dalton Kilroy. Got the catch-up man Cody Heinzman starting to his outside. Austin Edstrom, he has 2 fresh tires. He's going to be starting inside row number 2 with the Soul Stealer, Brian D, starting 4th.
5th is going to be Rick Thompson to his outside. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Dylan Banks in 7th. Chad Wilson 8th. Hunter Lagunas 9th. And Larry Bell to round out the top 10.
Uh-oh, the junker. He's got himself inside the top 10. I keep telling that kid if he can finish some races, he'll win some races. We'll see if he can do it here tonight. Goes in the hands of Kilroy. Green flag out in the air. Dalton gets a good launch, but this time to 51. He gets a fairly good launch as well. Kilroy's going to come up in front of him. 51's going to cover the bottom on the 87. Not let him get there. Heads up move by Cody Heinzman there.
Very smart driving right there out of Cody Heinzman.
We got a car around on the front stretch. It's not going to be a yellow, but I'll try to find it. It is going to be a yellow. It is going to be a yellow.
Yep. Caution is out
Ooh,
again. This time the 81. Let's go back. And we got to pick a different angle here. We'll see if this one does it.
Lori, I see the comment. Mark loves this car. Don't tell us, kid.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, Fred. I didn't mean Fred. Fred was in front of Ping, but it looked like Morosco just kind of ran over Ping there. And then he went off-roading a little bit, huh?
I just don't understand.
Oh, and then he rode really slow to get the caution. Cool. Well, I say he did that to get the caution. I want to see what the 81 did here too. The 81 may have also went around and was getting the car turned around.
So one car starts at the bottom, moves himself to the top side. There was a driver up closer. Okay, well, you know what?
Oh, somebody missed a shift up there. Somebody
Yep.
missed a shift on the high side.
Yep. And that's why we go back, right? That was that was Cody Gibson that missed that shift.
So now, if you're race control, who do you put that on? You got to put it on Cody, right? We just talked about we hate doing the race control job, right? But, you know, it sucks, but that's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is it's easy to say, yeah, you put it on Cody, and that's that. But the fact of the matter is drivers have a responsibility for the guy right out their windshield. Sometimes you can't see it. That's the truth of it. You cannot see it. So we'll see. I don't want to make this one. I don't want to make this call.
It was on the 7th. Race control brought the hammer down.
There it
As
is.
Cody actually stepped up and said that one's actually on me. He said he missed the shift, but he said after we already noticed it, so I didn't know that happened. So I take back what I said about Ty running him over. There was just not a whole lot he could see. These cars are notorious for having bad visibility. When there's a car in front of you, the spoiler is so huge on the car in front of you that you legit can't see nothing.
So yellow flag out for the third time tonight, once to end a stage, then 2 very rapid and consecutive cautions. Sun's still working on going down, but the lights definitely doing their job here already. It's going to be a Kilroe Heinzman restart yet again.
I mentioned it up here in the booth before. A few weeks ago, I can't remember how many weeks back. It's probably been longer than what I think. But we called out the veterans, remember? We said these newcomers of Banks and Hines, when they were coming in and basically taking over the series the hard way, right? Just winning everything. We had a veteran in Walker step up. We've had a veteran in Chris Carroll step up. It's tonight that Kilroe says, hey, I'm a 2-time past series champion. I'm here now, too.
Well, we're going to start figuring that out next time by, because the pace car lights go down. We get set to go back under the green flag after one more circuit.
I just noticed Cody Heinzman, he is surrounded by Team MFRD. So he needs a TNA Motorsports driver to get up there and break this MFRD party up with him as well. But still, he's holding pretty strong up there to be the only non-MFRD driver in the top 5.
Let's see. Kilroe, Edstrom, Dees, the Butcher, all MFRD. Rick Thompson, a Speed Mafia guy. Kind of breaking it up a little bit.
As Amanda said something right there on the restart, I couldn't hear it. She said something on this restart, I'm going to stay low. I don't think the 8 car has damage, so I'll keep tabs on that to see what's happening with Amanda here as we're going back green flag racing. Green flag's in the air.
And it flies. Back under the green we go. Contact. Held back. I don't know what to say. That was John Perkins just came down into a car.
That's ironic. He told Ty earlier the car was there. Visibility, though, you can't see in these cars. It's very, very tough. Whether it's out your windshield or out the driver's window or the passenger's window. 3 wide here, Rick Thompson, the Junker, and Chad Wilson in the 21.
Oh, baby.
Remember, that 21's on 4 fresh tires, and he's making good work with it. It's Chad Wilson.
Feeling a little bit like Superman right now as Wilson. He can go anywhere he wants. He's faster than everybody else on the track. But you got to be careful when that comes down. You know, it's like, yeah, you can go anywhere you want. Should you?
At some point here, he knows that the roles are going to be reversed, right? There's going to be a time where these guys have fresh tires and he don't. And why is that? Well, it comes down to math. They just don't have enough tire sets to take tires that many times. So I'm with you on board here, but I do think he has to try to get everything he possibly can within reason here. And what does that within reason mean? I'm not sure, but just got to be careful doing it.
Well, Wilson right now has made his way up to the 4th spot. And the Junker, Hunter Lagunas, running around the 48 of Dylan Banks. Banks moves down. RT76 also running that low lane. Back up towards the top we go. Here comes 27, or 21, excuse me, making his way to 3rd as we have a pass for the race lead. The 51 gets down low on Dalton Kilrow, and Heinzman looking for the lead.
So that MFRD party got busted up and pretty quick with TNA Motorsports. Cody Heinzman trying to make the pass on Kilrow. Not going to be able to do it now, but that tells me he's ready to race. He sees teammate Chad Wilson coming up behind him, so he knows that's going to be another car he has to pass later on in this deal. Let's see if he's going to race Chad. I think Chad's going to make quick work of the 51, though. Those fresh tires are just no match. The 51 comes up in front of the 87. A little bit of miscommunication there between the spotter and driver, maybe. As 51, he was not clear, but he cleared himself.
Yeah, he's clear now. And the 21, Chad Wilson, goes down to the inside. New race leader. Yeah, how about it for Chad Wilson in the 21. Those new tires getting it done. And now, you know what he's got to do? He's got to run. He's got to run. Actually, no, he doesn't. He just needs to stay right there.
Right there. Let Dalton stay that close and let him chase the rabbit.
And Sherman may be having a problem. She is facing the wrong way. She got it back going the right direction, but gonna kill any chances she has.
I'm not sure what happened, but Dylan Banks came over the radio, didn't outright apologize to her for hitting her, but he said, "I'm sorry, Amanda, you got involved in that."
Oh boy. And she's coming down pit road.
No way.
So another red banner car having issues. This time Amanda Sherman out of TNA.
Oh, that's significant damage on that 8 too. I didn't know she took a lick like that. That's pretty good damage on the left front of that car. Since I got the luxury of being able to do it, I'm gonna go back and see what happened to her. Just a note. Oh, Banks was wrecking by himself. Got really loose underneath RT76, which allowed Amanda Sherman to get into his back bumper. Just the closing rate was insane there, and nowhere for Amanda to go. Got into the back of Banks and then hard contact into the inside wall for the 8 car. Dang it.
And you know, nobody feels worse right now than Dylan.
Especially after telling us what he said today.
Yep.
Said he does not want to interfere with no playoff driver. Now, something to note here. You remember at Kansas, those two drivers got into it. Amanda got in the back of him, if you recall. And that kept Dylan Banks from making the playoffs. So it's interesting how people always seem to find each other when there's been prior history. Not saying Banks did anything on purpose there, right? He was just wrecking in front of her. He saved it, but I'm just saying.
Yep. How about Mike Massengill right now? Never ever qualifies. And right now, Mike is up 8 spots. Was looking to try and take one away from Mark Arthur. Just didn't have enough steam to do it. Now here comes the 3 on the outside. Corey Sherman may be looking for the spot. Look out.
Those seams, Chris, you mentioned it earlier with Dalton. As soon as the 12 went across that seam, it almost went around on him.
Yeah, I thought that's what I was seeing, and there it was.
I mean, it was as soon as he touched it, that car did not like it. I want to note here, the 20 of Massengill had a 15-second stop. He was one of the drivers that took 4 tires, so he's making some headway here, making some passes, putting those tires to good use here. Got John Perkins in the 33 up ahead of him, and the 3 car of Sherman into the wall.
Yeah, he let
pretty hard there, 3 and 4.
Sail a little too much. Scuffed up that right side pretty good.
I'm saying all it takes is one little mistake up there. And look at the junker trying to make a pass here on the 51 of Heinzman. Where the hell did the junker come from here? He is up 13 spots, trying to make it 14 if he can make the pass on the 51.
Cody Heinzman down on the inside. Hunter Lagunas on the outside. Lagunas gonna have a head of steam here. Will it be enough? Heading into turns 1 and 2. He's still on the outside. Still trying to hold on to that momentum. Oh, got a little bit tight maybe. So the front end of that machine just didn't want to turn for a second. But he's got the spot. Right now, he's got it.
As Chris, I'm going to jump in Discord channel and see if he took tires or not, because his pace looks like he did. He got loose there.
It's that seam, bud. It's that seam. Chad Wilson up top by 1.7 seconds. Wilson putting it down. Dalton Kilrose, stage 1 winner right now in 2nd spot, with Cody Heinzman in 3rd. Lap 59 of 162 being worked right now. Just about 4 laps before we go to caution for the end of stage number 2.
Just went and hollered at Hunter Lagoons. He did not take tires under any of the pit stops. He said just that first run, he was about 1.5 seconds slower than everybody and just mega saving. That was his words.
There it is. Paying dividends now. Up 13 spots is Hunter Lagunas, all the way up to 4th spot for the kid. Austin Edstrom comes off from turn 4, hit that seam, and man, it took him about 100 yards before he could straighten that car out. The only thing with Austin is you don't know if it's just him racing or if it's the seam.
Right, with Mr. Excitement. You never know there.
It really could be either.
I coined Dustin Ping, or actually you did. You called him Mr. Excitement, and then I started running with that for Dustin Ping in the power rankings. But I hate to be the one to say it happened, but I think the 87 kind of took over that game from the 81. And while I was sitting there jibber-jabbering, yapping, the 51 almost junked it off turn number 4 there. Hell of a save out of Cody Heinzman.
Look at Austin.
And it was that seam once again.
Ty Marosco right now driving like a man possessed. He looks like he may have 4 fresh tires on there the way he's going around this track.
Oh, it's a great possibility. He had a 28-second stop. You know what, driver here tonight, Chris, has been fairly quiet in the second stage, but was running really good the first stage. Brian D. is so killer. He ran 2nd and 3rd, I believe, that entire first stage. He may have finished 3rd or 4th, I believe, in the stage. But right now, running behind teammate TBB, currently holding down P7. So he's probably a driver itching for those fresh tires here at the end of the stage.
Yeah, I believe anybody that hasn't taken them yet is itching. And it's going to happen because Chris Wilson coming out of turns 3 and 4 right about now, and he's going to take the flag. It should swap over to yellow for end of stage number 2. There it is.
There she be. Chad Wilson, stage 2 winner.
Stage 2 points. Chad Wilson takes them all. Dalton Kilrow in second. Hunter Lagunas third. Cody Heinzman fourth. Austin Edgstrom fifth. TBB, the Butcher, runs sixth. The Soul Stealer runs seventh. Ty Morosco runs eighth. Dylan Banks ninth. And Rick Thompson in 10th spot. Less than 100 laps to go, and you got a couple of sets of tires.
I think you're burning one right here if you haven't taken none yet, right? You got to, basically.
Got to.
Update on Amanda. She says she had a total of 9 minutes of damage. She's getting it fixed. She has 3 minutes left, and she's going to get back out here and turn some laps and try to salvage a few points.
Yeah, no time for disconnecting if stuff doesn't go your way is gone. You got to get every single point that you can. Now, Jamie Walker not being able to run in the playoffs, Chris Carroll not being here tonight, that's going to open some doors potentially. You got to kick them in. You got to do everything you can. Pit road's going to be very busy. Dustin Ping was going to come down, and then right at the last minute decided not to. Or maybe he was going too fast and couldn't slow it down in time. Don't know. Looks like 4 tire stops for just about everybody on pit road, though, including Chad Wilson. Ping in the 81 stays out. The race off from pit road is going to be Austin Edgstrom, then Dalton Kilrow, Chad Wilson, Cody Heinzman. That'll be your top 5 as we start to line them back up again. Tanner, if you want to do something interesting, head back on the pit road with Austin Edgstrom and see what he did. I don't know for sure, but I think he may have taken 2 tires again, this time maybe for the right side. 10-second stop.
Right sides went up on the 87. And yes, sir, you are correct. So now he's on 4 fresh tires, kind of, right? I mean, kind of. Well, no, not really, though. I mean, because those lefts, they have, what, 30-something laps on them? He took them at the stage break, I believe, so.
Yeah, he took them at stage break, but how many cautions did we have?
That is very much true. That is very, very true.
You know,
and he's going to have, like you said, the race lead now. So he's got the track position, got the clean air. If he can hold it here, maybe a great call for him. I think it is actually going to turn out to work for him. It should.
I think initially, for sure, we'll see what a longer run, well, potentially we'll see what a longer run will do.
Definitely, I think just naturally because it has the heat in the tires and stuff like that. On this restart, he should have the advantage, and I think he's going to have that advantage for about, what do you think, 6-7 laps, something like that. And then I feel like you're going to start seeing the 4 fresh tires behind him start to chip away at him pretty quick. But we'll see. I've been wrong before, many times before.
Looks like Amanda Sherman is beginning to roll down pit road as the pace car lights are off. think, if my math is right, somewhere around 16 laps down for her. Hey, my math was right.
I started to count, and then it popped up on the ticker for me. Thank God.
Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back under the green flag for the third and final stage. Race number 2 of 10 for the championship run for Blazing Pedals. Pace car drops down. Austin Edstrom has control of the field. Geico restart zone. We're in it, and we're going back under the green flag. Austin Edstrom up top. Look at all these guys with their fresh tires. Dalton Kilroe trying to chase down his teammate.
Ooh, Heinzman into the wall hard. Keeps it going straight. Oh, contact between teammates. Oh, all 3 teammates involved. TBB, Tom Roscoe, Brian Dees, and then they scatter.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to say what happened yet, but I think Tom Roscoe may have done another one. I hate to keep going after him, but that's what it looks like. But we're watching. It was tight racing, nonetheless. 3 wide.
3 teammates get together. I would not want to be in that chat right now. That much I will tell you. Morosco just had a really good run on the outside, but yeah, he got in.
TBB looked to be kind of slow there, didn't he? He allowed Dees and Morosco to kind of get there around him.
Man, that's weird.
Whoa. Morosco's car turned hard left, but it looked like they touched before that. Like we said twice already. I'm glad I ain't racing pro.
Well, it's really weird is it almost looked like the 10 was going to the right a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He had to correct. I think he got a little loose coming off. And the 1, the 10, and the 17. Good night. Teammates going at it. I think the championship might mean something. Look at all the cars on pit road after that one. Wow. Top 8 drivers are on the track. Edstrom, Kilroe, Heinzman, Chad Wilson, Gordon Larson, John Perkins, Corey Sherman, Mike Massengill, Larry Bell, Hunter Lagunas, your top 10. Then it's going to be Rick Thompson, Mark Arthur, Cody Gibson, and the rest are in for repairs. Wow. Fred Thompson just coming off from pit road, so he'll rejoin the tail end of the field in 14th spot on the lead lap.
Tom Roscoe got hit with the hammer, got loose, and went down and hit the 10. That's what race control called.
All right. So for the second time tonight, Morosco heading to the back. Another round of pit stops for some drivers. Maybe just coming in to top off fuel would be my bet. Pace car lights are off, so we are going to go back under green.
All right, Chris, I can't lie. I just scarfed down some food. Didn't get to eat earlier. So we're here now. We're back in tune. And really, really, really looking forward to how this shakes out here.
Trying to figure out what's going to be next. I mean, kind of seen it all already here tonight.
Absolutely.
I think we're up to 6 cautions, perhaps, including stage breaks. Race car's off. Here we go. Getting ready to go back under the green flag. Austin Edstrom hits the go pedal. Teammates on the front row restarting together. Cody Heinzman looking to break it up. Chad Wilson right there. I love the looks of these cars under the lights, man.
I do so. Everybody hates on these cars. I think these cars look pretty cool. I can't lie. I like how they look. Except for the Supra. I'm not a big fan of the Supra. Uh-oh, trouble with John Perkins. He just told somebody that was not clear.
Such a wide track. This may be the beginning of where we're actually going to see these guys start to race. I'm looking at the 3. All of a sudden, he's up into the 6th spot.
Coming back.
Yeah, we haven't had to talk about him for a little while. But we got cars that are moving and grooving now back up into the 5th spot as he gets around the 27. So Corey, who does definitely know how to get around this track, is starting to move.
Something happened with the 4 car of Larry Bell. Just took it down pit road for an unscheduled stop. Not sure what happened there. Coming out pit road now. But not sure what happened with the 4.
Back up front, it's Austin Edstrom. His best lap of the race last time by 32.99.
That is the fastest lap of the race as well. If my eyes don't deceive me, I believe that's the only driver to break the 232-second bracket so far tonight.
Yes, sir. So Edstrom continues to move up front and getting really close to that 1 car.
I've kind of painted the picture the past few weeks in the power rankings that it looks like Edstrom's coming back to form. And, yeah, here we are here tonight. Got the race lead over teammate Dalton Kilroe, Cody Heinzman 3rd, Chad Wilson 4th, and Corey Sherman hard charging back. He's holding down P5. So it's a good night building for the 87 of Austin Edstrom.
Yeah, we got to wait and see how this all shakes up. But we are about 80 laps till the end of this one. So the one car is just going to go down the lap. He's going to try and fight it off, but I don't think he's got the car to do it, and he doesn't. Way up into those marbles. Probably didn't help him out there. Morosco, teammate of the guy who's in first and the guy who's in second. You think he's going to try and block for them on Cody Heinzman? He didn't even have an opportunity. Never mind. Heinzman just moved down.
Did not even have a choice or a chance, huh?
Nope. Ooh, tie into the wall.
I'm telling you, he does better when he don't practice.
I think now he's just, trying to give enough room for everybody to get around, but yeah, he gave a little too much. Got into that wall just a little bit. Dustin Ping in the 6th spot right now. Up 4 since the drop of the green flag.
That's a driver we've seen, if I'm not mistaken, involved in an incident earlier. He's trying to claw his way back up inside the top 5.
John Perkins and the 17 making a little contact. All right, well, my focus has shifted just a little bit. It's on the 5th spot car, Corey Sherman. He is right behind the 1. These guys always find a way to touch, but not this time. So there goes the always. Sherman able to get around the 1 car. Tie into the wall. That car ill handling. I don't know if it's ill handling or if he's just lost all focus. You know how that happens sometimes?
Absolutely.
He's had a pretty rough night. It would be very understandable that he just lost focus and needs to kind of reset himself.
That's the type of nights where the issues, they start to kind of compound themselves and build on each other, and they get worse and worse.
Check in on our race leader, Austin Edstrom, starting to maybe back up just a little bit to the 41. Teammates employing a very different line. And Kilrow maybe just a little bit quicker than Edstrom right now. In fact, look at this. He's closing right in.
Absolutely. Looks like the 41 is getting ready to go on offense here. 87 better be ready to play some D here. Start looking into that mirror of the 87 because the 41 is definitely in attack mode now.
Oh, too much.
Yes, into the outside wall for the 41 at kill row. Didn't really lose a whole lot of momentum there, though. A little bit, maybe. Looking to the inside now, battle for the race lead as they go off in 3 and 4.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to play with that wall anymore, so he goes down low, and he resumes the race lead. It's been since stage number 1, but right now, Dalton Kilrow, your race leader once again. I missed tonight.
Austin Edstrom just keyed up. He's going down pit road this time by.
All right.
So pit stops. Getting ready to start to come into play. Better get that car slowed down. He was 50 at the line. I think he may be good.
He came in hot.
I never really noticed it, but the transition from the track to the apron there was very, very, very abrupt, basically. Got to be careful there for green flag pit stops.
Kilrow, Heinzman, Wilson, Corey Sherman, Dustin Ping, your top 5. Lap 95 of 162.
Now, if you're Heinzman or Kilrow, does that kind of force your hand? Do you have to come in for service pretty quick? Because you know Edstrom's going to be faster on those fresh tires, but every lap they stay out, they're going to have fresher tires towards the end of this run.
Right. Austin Edstrom right now is being scored 1 lap down in 16th spot. So does it force their hand? I don't think so. 38 seconds behind our race leader. Normal lap time is about 33 seconds right now, the way they're running. 33 and a half seconds. The real trick will be, and we'll find out here in a little bit, but how much faster is he than our race leaders?
Right, that's what the 87, he needs 2 things right now. He needs absolutely no caution, and he needs to make quick lap times right here.
Yeah. Well, he's not doing it yet because his last lap time, a 33.30. Dalton Kilrow ran a 33.62, 0.3 a second. 0.3 of a second per lap is not going to get him there.
Oh, Kilrow into the outside wall, our race leader. So that's twice we've seen that happen. Maybe more than that, but that was a good little lick as well.
And one of the hardest things not to do is to follow the guy in front of you into the wall. It's so easy, right? You're just running in his his tire tracks, and it's really easy to get into the wall if you're behind somebody that does. So good on Heinzman for not doing it that time, although he certainly has seen the wall a couple of times with that right front. Heinzman right now, though, looking for potentially taking over the race lead. He drops down to the inside of the 41. Kilrow fights back on the outside. Holding station is the 41. The 51 kind of couldn't go anymore, and he's coming off track. Cody Heinzman coming down for service here on lap 100. Oh, good shot from inside the car. You heard it. He tapped the wall again.
Race leader just came over comp, and he's pitting this time. So Captain saves some fuel. He's not going to stretch it out too far tonight versus everybody else. Got to get the car slowed down to 50. He should be good.
That's going to allow Chad Wilson to take over the race lead again. Last on pit road, lap 66. So I don't suspect it's going to be very long before he comes down. Big moment out of Brian Dees. Almost making contact with the 27. Right now, Dees being scored in the third spot. The Ironman John Perkins in fourth, Rick Thompson fifth. All these drivers have to come down pit road still. Chad Wilson is our race leader. Dalton Kilrow on pit road a little bit longer than Cody Heinzman. You see the difference on track. Heinzman is ahead of the 41, so when this cycles through, our race leader could very well be Cody Heinzman.
As I think so indeed.
Actually, Austin Edstrom. Edstrom has got a nice little gap, actually 2.5 seconds over Cody Heinzman right now.
So that's the value of the short pit right there, right?
Right there, yep.
Looks like Edstrom, he came in on 93, whereas Heinzman came in at 99. Kilrow came in at lap 100. So 6 to 7 lap difference between the drivers that were 1, 2, and 3 earlier. We'll see if Edstrom can keep that advantage as he waits for 9th on up to go down for service.
I'll tell you what none of these guys want right now, and that would be a caution. They want this thing to run out on the green.
As Chris Kerr out in chat said he's bummed he missed tonight. He said Homestead is his favorite track.
If you're not feeling good, you're not feeling good. I mean, at the end of the day, this is not that important. Get yourself healthy. Chad Wilson continues to lead the way on lap 106 of 162. Hunter Lagunas still being scored in the second spot. Brian Dees in third. In that third spot, John Perkins in fourth. Perkins starting to close in a little bit on Brian Dees. Some of these drivers haven't been on pit road in a long time. John Perkins last on pit road, lap 66, along with Chad Wilson. Hunter Lagunas on pit road last on lap 72. He just picked up the lead. So the junker up top, slightly fresher tires, and it just paid dividends for him. Ladies and gentlemen, I will just let you know that Tanner had to step away from the booth. So it is just me for the rest of the time out. He's had a very long weekend. Hopefully he gets to feeling better here pretty quick. Corey Sherman was the first car 1 lap down. Now he has gotten that lap back. Corey Sherman being scored in the 13th spot. Again, a lot of drivers have not come down pit road in a long time. Different strategies being employed all over this racetrack. You don't have to thank me, brother. I told you. You can get better. John Perkins brings the 33 down pit road. Cody Gibson does the same. Two drivers that were inside the top 10 now going down pit road for service. 52 laps to go. Still going to have to stop at least one more time. Lagunas, again, last on pit road, a lap 72, along with second place driver Brian Dees. Chad Wilson really stretching out this fuel run. Last on pit road, lap 66. Dylan Banks in fourth spot. He was last on pit road and on lap 74, along with our fifth place driver, Rick Thompson. Lap 72 was the last time the 12 car saw service. Still rolling around this track. So those 6 drivers still needing to come down pit road. Austin Edstrom was in the race lead before this round of pit stops started. Right now he is in the 7th spot. It would be Austin Edstrom, Cody Heinzman, Dalton Kilroe, Corey Sherman, and Dustin Ping. Those 5 drivers really want the other guys to come down pit road so they can get their spots. Chad Wilson on pit road right now. And Lagunas and Dees still out there. Hunter Lagunas up 16 spots right now to hold on to the race lead. Top 5 drivers at this point have not come down pit road. Since, well, most of them, 3 of them lap 72, 2 of them lap 74. And that's it for Lagunas. Lagunas bringing it down with Rick Dees. Brian Dees. Rick Dees was a DJ. Brian Dees making a pass on pit road. Rick Thompson, however, is now your race leader. So it's going to be actually Dylan Banks. Just got around Rick Thompson. Dylan Banks, your race leader. And he's going to bring it down pit road. My goodness, did he almost go around. That's going to give the lead back to Rick Thompson. Mark Arthur being scored in the 2nd spot. Almost done cycling through the green flag stops. There's Austin Edstrom right now being scored in the 3rd spot. Rick Thompson is in heavy fuel saving mode. Now he's not going to make it to the end, but looks like he may be trying to figure out if he could do it with just one more stop. Mark Arthur being scored in the 2nd position right now. Mark also saving fuel as much as he can. And Austin Edstrom in the third spot. Edstrom not saving fuel. So there's the difference right there. Guys that have come down are just going to let it roll. Some of the drivers that have not come down yet, well, there's only two of them. Mark Arthur and Rick Thompson. Arthur in second, Rick Thompson in first. Rick Thompson last time by 35-second lap time, 2 seconds slower than his best lap time, so he's definitely conserving a ton of fuel. Mark Arthur can't go anymore. Arthur brings it down. Mark was last on pit road 2 laps before Rick Thompson, so we'll see how much longer Rick can go before he decides to bring it down. But he is the guy out there on the oldest tires right now. Thompson still saving fuel. It tells me he's not going to come down this time. Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Rick Thompson giving up the race lead, and here's Cody Heinzman knocking on the back door of Austin Edstrom. Heinzman goes up top, holding on to the momentum all the way through turns 1 and 2. On to the backstretch we go. The 87 has a little wiggle. That may be just enough for Cody Heinzman as he drops down low. Door to door going into turns 3 and 4 right now. Can't get any closer than that. Except for Heinzman puts the power down. The 51 back to the race lead. Top 4 drivers right now. Cody Heinzman, Austin Edstrom, Dalton Kilrow, and Corey Sherman. 2 MFRD drivers, 2 TNA drivers controlling the top 4 in the running order. Dylan Banks driving around like maybe he is down on power. He's running 35-second laps. Last time he was on pit road, lap 115. He may be just saving fuel. Heinzman's not saving anything, though, as he went by Austin Edstrom just a couple of laps ago. Already has a 0.6 of a second gap over the second place runner, Edstrom. Dalton Kilrow about a 1.5 seconds behind our race leader of Cody Heinzman. So Kilrow, who won stage number 1, still running inside the top 3. Our race leader last time by did a 33.75 lap time. His best lap time of the race, a 33.03. So the tires have been on long enough where they're starting to fade out. He was on pit road at lap 99. Edstrom is coming back down. Austin Edstrom pitting for what would be the last time of the race. Everybody needs to take notice of that. It's huge. Edstrom on pit road. Kilrow up to second. Corey Sherman up to third. Dustin Ping fourth. Gordon Larson in the double lot, up 14 positions into the 5th place. Now Heinzman bringing it down. Kilrow stays out. This would be the last pit stop of the race. Nobody's going 62 laps, so they are definitely going to have to come down pit road. First driver that may be able to make it, and he'd have to already be saving fuel. That driver right there, Brian Dees. It would be extremely tight, and I don't think he can actually do it. He's carrying a little bit too much pace still to be saving a lot of fuel, so that's probably not going to happen. So Austin Edstrom gave up the race lead to come down pit road. Right now being scored 10th spot. Just ahead of, excuse me, just behind him is Dalton Kilrow, our race leader. So Edstrom is on the lead lap. Cody Heinzman is not. Heinzman would be the lucky dog recipient right now if the caution were to come out. Heinzman doing everything he can to try and catch Dalton Kilrow. Get himself on the lead lap, but there is a huge gap there. Mark Arthur being scored in the 12th spot. Behind him, it's the 4 of Larry Bell. Bell down a couple of laps. Ty Morosco has ejected from the race. If Amanda Sherman can run just about 10 more laps, which I think she will, that would be another spot for her in that championship run. So Dalton Kilrow runs stage number 1, and he is looking for a little bit more than that now as the second place driver drops down onto pit road. That's Corey Sherman in the 3, bringing it down pit road, giving up second spot. New second place runner going to be Dustin Ping. Brian Dees up to third. Now make it second as he challenges the 81. Brian Dees now into second spot. Dustin Ping third. John Perkins, Iron Man, running in the 4th position. And the double aught. Gordon Larson Jr. running in 5th. Top 10 drivers on the lead lap. Cody Heinzman did get his lap back from Dalton Kilrow. Now he's trying to track down Austin Edstrom. It's about a 5-second differential there between those two drivers. "28 laps to go." Here for Dalton Kilrow. Does he have enough in the tank to finish this one out? Last time by, he ran a 34-second lap time, about a second off from his quick time. Not doing a ton of saving right now, but he is backing up the corners just a little bit, so he is using a little bit less fuel. Mark Arthur going to try and get a lap back as he goes underneath the 41. Mark being scored in the 10th spot, now on the lead lap right behind our race leader, the 76, Rick Thompson. Thompson also trying to get a lap back. Rick's going to look down low. The 41 lets it float. Chevy versus Ford, and the Ford right now is going to take it over. Fresh tires making all the difference right there. All eyes on the 41. Our race leader, Dalton Kilrow, continues to stay out there. He's got about 38 laps on this fuel tank so far. Cody Gibson going to be bringing it down pit road. Gibson was on the lead lap inside of the top 10. Now comes down pit road. Third place runner, Brian Dees. He's bringing it down pit road. So these split up pit stops and strategies are going far enough in where some of these guys that came in a little bit later than our race leader, who is coming in right now, Kilrow giving up the lead. Dalton Kilrow couldn't make it, and he is bringing it down with 22 laps to go. That will give the race lead over to John Perkins, the Iron Man. Last on pit road for Perkins, lap 109. Second spot belongs to Austin Edstrom. Third, Cody Heinzman. Fourth, Hunter Lagunas. Chad Wilson in fifth. Sixth, Mark Arthur. Seventh, Rick Thompson. Eight is Dalton Kilbrough. 9, Corey Sherman. And rounding out the top 10, Dylan Banks in the 48. Perkins trying to block off Brian Dees and keep him a lap down. He was able to do it, but now the 17 with a huge run as the 33 is going to be bringing it down. The Iron Man couldn't make it. He brings it down pit road. Austin Edstrom is going to be the race leader. The gap back to Cody Heinzman, 3.45 seconds. It's dropping. All kinds of different strategies at work here, but Austin Edstrom right now has the race lead, may have himself a race win if he can stay right where he is. Oh, but the gap back to second place, it is shrinking. Edstrom on the scene, gets a little bit loose, climbs up towards the wall. John Perkins trying to stay in front of Edstrom right now, trying to stay on the lead lap. Can he do it? It takes about a lap and a half, 2 laps for those tires to get warm enough so they really want to stick. And right now, Perkins not able to stay on the inside of Austin Edstrom. Perkins right now 1 lap down. By virtue of having stayed out, Amanda Sherman was able to get by Ty Morosco on the scoreboard, picking up valuable points. Cody Heinzman starting to let it all hang out. Gap down to 2.8 seconds. Chad Wilson in the 21, having a great night. Running in the 3rd spot, he's got Hunter Lagunas right behind him, looking underneath. Inside of the top 5, a good place for him to be. Mark Arthur running in the 5th position, having a great night. He may actually like this car after all. Don't tell him. Rick Thompson running in the 6th spot. He's up 6 positions, started 12th. At the drop of the green flag here this evening. Rick currently in the fuel saving mode. Last time on pit road, lap 120. Saving fuel is such a tough thing to do, especially when you got guys right in front of you that if you pass them, it's for position. Dalton Kilroy right now has made his way back up to the 7th spot on the lead lap. Ooh. Mark Arthur up to 3rd. Something happened with Chad Wilson's car. Mark was able to take advantage. Mark Arthur running in 3rd spot. Just a couple more laps and it's going to be 10 to go. Austin Edstrom running for his life as the gap now down under 2 seconds. All kinds of traffic around our race leader, including the 48 of Dylan Banks. Banks right now the first driver, 1 lap down, trying to get by our race leader to get back on the lead lap. Gap right now, 1.78 seconds. It seems to have kind of stalled for Cody Heinzman to try and go 3 in a row. Dylan Banks may be helping Edstrom out just a little bit. Right on that back bumper, pushing for everything he's... Oh, yeah, he's helping. Banks pushing. That's a little bit more than a draft right there. Even with that help, though, Cody Heinzman still closing in. Gap down to 1.22 seconds. Eight laps to go for the 51. Can he reach Austin Edstrom to try and make it 3 in a row? Seven laps to go. Gap 1.04. Dalton Kilrow running third. Mark Arthur fourth. Corey Sherman in fifth. Gordon Larson in the 00, not helping the 51 at all, making him kind of try and race around him. Something may be going on, though, because the gap just closed really quick, down to a half a second. 6 laps to go. The 87 gets really loose. One and two running bumper to bumper. 5 laps to go. The 48 gonna check out now. Cody Heinzman looking to the inside. The 87 closes the door. Oh, Heinzman tried something way aggressive, and then the 87 gets loose. Four laps to go. This one's not done yet. Edstrom, Heinzman battling it out for the race lead. Nose to tail with 4 laps to go. The 87 has gotten loose a couple of times. Got to keep an eye on that. Both drivers now around the 48. It is up to them. 3 laps to go to decide who the winner is going to be. Can Heinzman make it 3 wins in a row? 3 laps to go. Popsicle sticks fly. 2 laps to go. Heinzman picks the top side of the track, tries to pull some momentum out of the 51. has a head of steam. He's got to keep it off from that seam, even though 51's not happy on that seam anymore. Edstrom, mirror driving. Last lap for the 51 and the 87. On to the backstretch we go. They're side by side, looking to try and settle this one out. And the 51 powers down the backstretch. The 87 keeps it into the throttle through 3 and 4. This one's going to be close. On the front stretch now, and it's going to be Cody Heinzman making it 3 in a row for the 51. 3/1000ths of a second at the line. Wow. Dalton Kilroe, 3rd. Mark Arthur, 4th. Corey Sherman, 5th. Brian Dees, 6th. Hunter Laguna, 7th. Dustin Ping, 8th. John Perkins, 9th. And Gordon Larson Jr., 10th. Wow. Top 3 drivers ready for post race. Now I just got to do the same. All right, let's go ahead and get talking to some people here. How about starting off with the number 41? It's going to be Dalton Kilroe from MFRD. Dalton, it's Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Buddy, you won stage number 1. You had a good race all around. You finished on the podium. Tonight was about all you could have asked for, except for one other thing.
Yeah. Definitely felt like I had, the speed to be up here all night. Just made a bad strategy call. I knew once Cody got around me, that first set of pit stops in the final stage, it was gonna take a little bit to get back around him. And then he pit before me again. I was like, I got 20 laps of fuel left. I'm just going to run this out, see if I can't catch a yellow. And, that didn't happen, but I still had pretty good tires and was able to drive back up to 3rd place and, cap off a good night. I mean, winning stage 1, second stage 2, good points night. And especially going into a road course, anything can happen there. So definitely needed.
Absolutely, bud. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish. Who do you have to thank?
Got to thank MFRD. Got to thank Butt Kicker, Blackhawk Motorsports, 5 Kings Motorsports, Priority Auto, everybody else at Blazing Pedals for making the league what it is, you for doing the broadcast for us, and everybody at home for tuning in.
All right, 3rd place finisher tonight, driver of the number 41. It's going to be Dalton Kilroe with a really, really good finish. You want to talk about a good finish? How about the battle we had for the last 7 or so laps of this one? It ends with the 87, Austin Edstrom, just not quite being able to hold on. We're talking 3/1000ths of a second, Austin. Is there anything else you could have done different?
I don't know. I took 2 tires on that last pit stop to give myself a chance. I was really playing the strategy today, and it just was so bad the last 10 laps. I couldn't hang on to it. I shifted down to 4th in that last corner, which I hadn't done all night, to try to get the runoff. So I was like, maybe I can at least be even with him, but he still got the momentum. maybe I could have ran him up high in the corner, but I don't like to race like that. I know I've gotten into a couple people, in the last couple months, but I don't try to do that. So I was like, I got to race him clean. I guess I could have ran him up high, but I don't know. There was no grip in the race car whatsoever. It was fantastic. Probably my most fun race I've done in the next gen so far.
Well, that's a good step in the right direction. Love to hear that part of it, and love the fact that you came home second. I mean, it was a great run. Really fun to watch. Man, you guys were doing everything out there except for dooring each other, which was even better.
Well, yeah, no kidding. It was a good run to the finish, and credit to Cody for running me clean too. He was all over my back bumper. We both about wrecked it down the front straightaway, like 3 laps before the checkered. I felt like we were both just gonna nose it into the inside wall coming down the straight, but somehow we hung on to the race car and we were able to come by side, and I bet it was a good show to watch. So I'm looking forward to watching this one back. Thank you for putting on the broadcast, man. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to call, brother. Thank you very much. And who do you have to thank on that 87?
Oh man, all the MFRD guys, we worked together really well, and I got to thank Dylan Banks too. I think he was helping me out a little bit. It was give and take. Like he would help me down the straightaways, but he would follow me so tightly into the corner that I almost felt like it was taking the air off my spoiler even more, and I was already so loose. I don't know if it was helping or hurting, but he tried to help, so I appreciate Dylan for the help on that. And then, like I said, all the MFRD guys, and thank you, and Tanner, for putting on this broadcast week in, week out. It's fantastic to go back and watch it every single week.
Love to do it every single week. Thank you very much, Austin. Congratulations on a second place finish. That is Austin Edgstrom, driver of the number 87, bringing it home in second spot. And really, it doesn't get a lot closer than what we saw tonight. In fact, we're going to bring up the next driver, our winner here tonight, 3 in a row for the number 51. Cody Heinzman. It's Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Chris.
Well, buddy, 2 laps to go. You were not in the race lead. In fact, we're watching it right now. What did you do different? What else did you have to try, if there was anything? I mean, you guys looked pretty darn even there at the line.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. On the white flag, I don't even remember turn 1 and 2. I just remember having the run, coming down the backstretch. I wanted the low line. I don't know if it was clear on the broadcast today from the cameras, but that turn 4 exit, especially if you were the car up high, was just evil. The car just wanted to lose control so bad. So especially in that corner, I really wanted the bottom. But Austin knew that too. I mean, he had a fantastic race, and he blocked that, took the bottom, and I was like, okay, well, I got to try something. I'm not just going to ride behind him, right? So sent it on the high line in 3 and 4, and it stuck, and I was able to keep it straight, had the momentum to the line. So that was an awesome finish. That was a great battle. I think there was a couple times in the closing 10 laps where, I'd be sideways off a corner, he'd be sideways off a corner, we'd both be sideways off a corner, and it was chaos. I mean, we had the 2 lap cars there. I was starting to get a little frustrated with the 00 getting up beside me and everything, and I was like, no, not the side draft. But I mean, I get the other side. At the end of the day, everyone's out there to run as hard as they can and all of that. So I can't be too mad it worked out, and they didn't cause any issues at the end of the day. So that was an awesome finish. Wow.
It was a very awesome finish, and that's one of the things that we saw was the 00. Probably wasn't your best friend there when he was racing hard with you, but he was running for position. He finished 10th. So yeah, that's what you get out of that deal. But man, a hell of a race for you, Cody. Who do you have to thank? And 3 in a row. Dang. Who do you have to thank on that car?
Well, shout out to all the guys at TNA. It was so cool to see Chad get up there and win a stage. He was on, a different strategy for the most night, but a good confidence boost for him. He kind of came into here, and he's been trying to refine his footing from when I used to league race with him back in the day. So that was so cool. Excited to see that back on the broadcast. And it was just an awesome battle between me and Edstrom and Kilroe. So shout out to those guys, because we put on a great race tonight, I think. Shout out to you, Chris, and of course Tanner, who had to leave early, I think, as well. You guys always kill it. And can't wait for Sonoma.
Yeah, Sonoma next week. All right. Driver of the number 51, our race winner here tonight, Cody Heinzman, getting it done. 3rd time in a row. Guys, stick around, because in about 5 minutes, we're going to have a hyper fast after the flag. Got to make it kind of a quick one here tonight, but we're going to do it nonetheless. 5 minutes from right now. We'll see you on the other side.